and welcome to Do It Like a Dancer. Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Limon Technique fall and release, fall and recovery principle. So as I've talked in previous videos about Limon Technique, one of the main concepts behind this technique is the fall and recovery. So really what that means is it's kind of finding in the body the natural swing. So when you look at a swing, you know, there's kind of a dip in the middle where it passes through and then it slows down on the ends like this, right? And so the fall is this moment of dropping, and then the recovery is the coming back. And you can think of it as like, you know, almost like a roller coaster, what happens to your hand when you put it out the window in a fast moving car. You know, there's this moment of suspension, which is followed by the fall, which comes back to suspension, and it's this kind of ongoing cycle. This is really the essence of Limon Technique, but embodying it is sometimes difficult. So a lot of times when beginning dancers are starting to work with these concepts, so like for example, we'll just start with something very simple as your arm swing. So a lot of beginning dancers, when they start doing this, are moving their arms. So you can see there is a swing, but they're using their muscles to create every moment. Like the hands are tense, and they're creating the movement as opposed to letting the movement happen. So Limon Technique is really playing with this idea of movement versus being moved. And part of it is really just kind of getting in touch with the natural gravity and the way it works on your body. So what I recommend is, as a way of just starting to deal with these principles, is to stand straight and then just start to move your shoulders, and only your shoulders. You can do this by kind of, you know, moving your torso back and forth, and see how your arms respond. Again, you don't want to be using your arm, you know, your hands. You're not trying to move them. You're just letting them respond to the movement of your torso, right? And you can start to see this and play around as you know, swing the arm back and forth. You want to check that there's no tension in your hands or elbows, so you can, like, you know, pick up your arm to the side and then just let it drop, and it'll smack against your side like boom. And that can tell you that there's no energy in your arm. So the movement is just coming from the shoulders and the arm is following. So it takes some time to figure this out in your body and feel how it works, but you just keep going and try the arm swings. You want to think of a swing in that fall and suspension and try to discover it. Something that you can do which will help it is to add a little knee bounce. So the bounce is kind of like your legs pumping the swing, so it allows you to kind of keep the momentum going. Once you sort of get the hang of it with the arms, then you can start to involve, you know, the body and the torso and dropping the head, and you can start to feel in the body when you step to the side and your body follows. This is all part of that process of learning how the movement, basically somewhere in their body the movement is initiated, but then the rest just follows through in that suspension. It's a difficult concept to articulate, and I'm not sure I'm doing it very well, but essentially, you know, you have to practice the feeling, especially on the arm swings, as this is where we're starting, is you practice the feeling of not moving your arm, but just letting it move based on the stimulus in the shoulder and the torso. From there, you can start to expand the movement. You can start to add in the legs and feel the way the gravity kind of moves through these cycles of down and up and down and up. It is not easy to do. I mean, you can see that even as I'm doing this, it's a little bit clumsy, and the rhythm does get broken, but that's the reason that we practice. And Limon Technique is all about finding that rhythm. Of course, obviously in dance, you know, and choreography, it's all about finding the rhythm to break it. And you can slow down or speed up these swings based on the, how fast you pump your legs. Basically, you can, add the bounces faster, and then your body can respond. But it's really about the natural bounce and suspension. However fast or how much force goes into the bounce, that's how the suspension responds. It's physics, guys, right? So that's that. Do let me know if you have questions. Limon Technique, I think, is a really beautiful and really fun technique to do, and the more advanced you get into it, then you can add, going down to the floor and coming up and all this. I have done a video on a complete Limon Technique combination, which you can check out here. It's a lot of fun, so do check that out. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Don't forget to do all the YouTube things, you know what they are. And shout out to my patrons if you'd like to know how to support me or get behind the scenes sneak peeks on things that I'm working on and stuff that I don't share on social media. Then do head to patreon.com/Gillian the Performer to get subscribed. See you next time. Bye-bye.